Get back over there. Get back over there to it. What do you think? What are you thinking? Oh, this tastes nice. So I knew iodine was expensive, like seriously expensive, but 120 quid. This here is more expensive than whiskey. This 5 litre thing was 120 quid. Someone told me the other day it's because a factory in the Ukraine has been shut down. Now that could be absolute rubbish, but I will look into it and update you on the reason why iodine is so expensive. I know I've mentioned it several times and never actually come up with an answer as to why. We're going to do something very exciting today. I'm taking you on a crop walk. Now I could have taken you around my neighbour's field that's luscious, growing, green, flowing. But that would be a bit dishonest, wouldn't it? So anytime we've planted crops, oats, it's been done in spring. Like, we'll plant it now. This is a really great idea. It's been eaten by slugs. It's been eaten by rabbits. There's more moss in the field. In fact, that sphagnum moss there is probably worth more than the crop in it. It's just not doing too well, to be honest. So we're gonna start again, basically, and just write it off. Do you remember my barley at the feed room door? That it did better than this. I don't even think you could put fertiliser on it, just because there's no plant there to catch it. Do you know what I mean? It's just nothing. It wasn't too bad at first. And I thought, oh yeah, it might come. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. It's just looking really crap, to be honest. I always said I would be honest. So yeah, here you go. What a... And in true form, it is next to the A66. So everyone can see it. So the time has come that me and Roy need to bolus some cows with like pre-calving boluses. These here are high iodine all trace boluses. This is the applicator gun. In the past, it has been suggested that we just douse the back with iodine and just throw it on her. I'm not being funny, the price of iodine, this is probably cheaper. And it's 100% in their bodies. Like, I don't know, there's just something... Once it's in and you know you've put it there, it's kind of, yeah, it's done and dusted, do you know what I mean? When I've done this, I'll tell you how much the boxes of our boluses were, just out of curiosity for anyone looking to do it. So a couple of years ago, we had some serious issues with calving, and after a lot of investigation, it resulted in learning that we had a serious iodine deficiency, as does the rest of the area. It is very much an area thing. Something to do with, someone told me at one point, the bedrock that we're on. I couldn't possibly tell you, I'm not a scientist. So yeah, what we have to do is we have to give extra iodine in the water, and we also have to give extra iodine in the form of boluses. Hopefully this is going to help with calf growth, fertility rate, calf growth facility. Jesus Christ, I can't even speak. Calf growth, fertility rates, things like that. Calf vigor, when they pop out, you want them to get up and get on. There's no retained afterbirths, that kind of thing, because an iodine deficiency can result in retained afterbirths. We always found that, especially in heifers. I once thought it was especially in Anguses, but actually all the Anguses were heifers, so it's especially in heifers. Now, this here, I'm not keen on this. I like my gun with a trigger. Like, I don't know what this jazz is, but it just looks really flimsy somehow. Verdict when I've used it. So they come in boxes of 20, but you've got to give 2 each. So do bear that in mind when buying them, because we once did buy a load of boluses and we gave them 1 each, not reading the box properly, and we had to have them all in again and all done again. Yeah, that was a big fail, wasn't it? There's lots of fails today, isn't there? So as some lovely man pointed out the other day, when I was tagging lambs, he'd love to see me doing some cow work. Wink, wink, little woman. Well, I'm about to show you it. So yeah, keep your eyes open. So these little dudes need to come into this area here that I'm just about to lock up. Oh my god, I've got something really exciting to show you. Ridgeline make anti-farming forum coats. Who knew we needed this? Tag teaming is beneficial, I must say. It's raining. I'm so glad that we've got a roof. In the past, when it's rained, look, I moved my kid's scarf on. I was using this when I was spreading lime before because I had it over my nose. It just looks kind of irrelevant right now. It's neither a scarf nor a piece of material, is it? If the door was open ordinarily, them cows would have escaped from there, I'm telling you. Yet you want them out and you open the door and no one comes out. That's cows for you. Come on, ladies. So they've got some immunisations and some boluses. Hey, fat ladies. Come on. So, Roy's just gone on school run and then we'll get the rest of them cows out. Hello, you. What are you doing? I went to a dog judging event last night at a place called Crossrig, which is just there with young farmers. I was invited to go, which was actually really kind. And I am going to make a video for them because I am a big advocate of young farmers, weirdly. I didn't go to young farmers. I was not a farmer. I was from Preston. I'd never had an interest in agriculture. But for that reason, I'm really sad that I didn't. I never saw it as a viable option for me. And I think that's really sad because it is everything now. And I just think of what I could have missed out on. So things like when I was invited to take part in the AHDB circle, panel talk, I was ill-equipped to do so. Whereas people that had been to Young Farmers, they had already had experience of panel discussions, debating, speech writing, public speaking, all of these things that you do not associate with Young Farmers, they had experience in. And for that reason, I think it's amazing. And I think kids are really benefiting from going. And I will also try and send my children to Young Farmers when they're of that age. So they also do fun things, hilarious things, and like tug of war and stuff like that, which absolutely is right up my street. So they're doing it on Sunday morning at 11, so I'm going to land down and do a bit of videoing for that because I just love it. It literally is like you could shout and they could hear me. It's just there. So I just wanted to put a little bit in about that and say how brilliant I think it actually is.
Basically, obviously she's standing still. But when you're watching cows walking, ideally they want to be tracking straight. Like you don't want the rear legs like splaring out like this. You don't want the hocks turning in, so tracking dead straight. If you watch a cow walking, the best movers, if you watch where the front foot goes, the back foot goes in the same place. So you observe it when you'll see better with those ones walking around, which ones are moving the best.
Ollie, move! Can't let the fucking camera find a way. You're gonna take it for a walk. Go on then, trot on.
good, very good, and your observations particularly good as well. Even the one or two that said, I'm used to beef, but you seem to be getting your eye in at what's wanted. Young farmers tonight, I started off with cow X.
Then my reason placed in the 4 tremendous junior Holstein cows in milk in the order X, A, Y and B.
But now you're older, you should try your best. We're gonna keep on going, put our minds at rest. And it feels like I am on my own.
Any more tea or coffee?
Famous now.
So I'm back in lambing shed. Everyone's quiet. No doubt. I'm not doing very well. Right, can we just put you back with your mum? We've got an escapee. There you go. I have been going OTT on the lime and the disinfectant powder in this shed, mostly because of the bad weather and keeping them in, and I'm trying to avoid any kind of joint ill and bacteria lying about. But also, man out kids, look at this, cute. Look at this. Bless. I'll wait till we've got a single and I'll put one of these over. How cute is that though? Go on kids, mine out. I want this. Grossness. Can I have it? Thank you. Ew. It's funny, cows gobble an afterbirth down. As soon as there's a bit of afterbirth, cows gobble it down. Sheep, leave it in a pile. Peculiar, innit? And I bet it's got all sorts of minerals and things in as well, you know. There's one in there with a scraggy afterbirth that's hanging out. So before they go outside, which is pretty shortly, everyone is tag-tailed, numbered. No milk can't go out, and her little lambs, I'll keep them in, but apart from that, everyone else can clear off outside ASAP. Not because it's hard work, but because it's cleaner, and they'll have more room, and the yows will get a bit of a flush of grass as well, a flush of milk when they get some fresh grass even, and I think that'll be a lot better than stuck in here eating dry hay. So I'm going to bring some straw in. So yeah, just big shout out to young farmers, that's what I'm saying. I wish I went. That's it. I wish I went. And if you're not a member of Young Farmers, quite often people say to us, like when we're having meetings and discussions and stuff, how do you think you could get young people into farming? Just being present, being there, showing what you do. And also go and join Young Farmers. That is a way in. That is a way to get experience and knowledge without having to go off and buy a farm. So let me talk you through the handling system. The cows run in over here. They run down this race here. This here is a sweeper gate, and it sweeps around, as you can see, goes click, 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 pushes cattle through this gate here, which I will open, up the actual race here. I'm just gutted with myself that the calves have broken into here because I'm going to have to muck all this out by hand. They then come through this second gate and into the actual crush here. Again, I keep saying it, apologies if you already know this. If you don't, I hope you learned something. So this is a self-yoking headstock like this, and knock it in. It's very hard to do with one hand. And when the cows are in like this, what they do is they put their head through and, hold on, they push and it goes forward and tightens up on their neck, just like that. And then they're stuck here like this. No wonder people find me annoying. Just means it's safer to handle. Then we have an IE head scoop, probably one of the best buys we've ever bought. We borrowed our friend's first, Johnny, and we found that so bloody useful. We went and got our own. There was quite a long waiting list on them as well. But yeah, absolutely amazing handling system. Super made up for it. don't think it does it for you. You still need to be running around like a blue ass fly doing 6 jobs each. It does make it safer for you and the animals. That's about it. But it doesn't... You still need to process the animals. Do you know what I mean? Hi! So I've been injecting them with something called Bovnigen scour. And basically it is an immunisation for the calves that comes out in the milk of the cow. Ugh. So basically what it is, it goes through the milk of the cows, which is grand, and it stops the calves getting something called scour, which is basically just diarrhea, to be fair. And it just gives them that little bit of antibodies, because obviously they're born with no immune system whatsoever. So as long as that calf gets that colostrum off the cow, job is a good one. Right, I'm just trying not to hit that gate post or a barn or anything. Whee! So the pens are where the dairy bull calves are living. And we've just ran all the cows through, so they're extra mucky. So we're just going to muck them out. Right, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.